Hello, and welcome to the Reselling Report for today, Monday, May 11th, 2020. I'm your host, Ann Eckhart, and every weekday morning I upload the Reselling Report here to YouTube to update you on the day's retail and e-commerce news, including the latest from eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and Poshmark. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll subscribe. And now let's get on with today's show. Well, happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone had a safe weekend. This was the first weekend in almost 2 months that a lot of the country was open back up due to the coronavirus. Retail has started to open up, of course, with restrictions. I think most retail, they want you to wear a face mask, but enforcing that is another story. I'm sure we've all seen the reports of people acting a fool when they're told to wear a face mask. They've had shootings and spittings, and it's just put on a mask, people. Anyway, here in Iowa, Friday retail was allowed to open up at 50% capacity. Now, that doesn't mean that all retail opened. I would say, I don't know, from what I've seen, it's probably been about 50% open, 50% are still closed. They're trying to make arrangements to open, so they're trying to get protective equipment for their stores and their employees. So putting up shields, making sure their staff has masks, making sure they have enough cleaning products, etc. So it seems, at least here, that that's kind of what the situation is. Retail wants to open, but yet they need procedures in place. And here in Iowa, our governor just announced last Wednesday that they could open on Friday. So retailers weren't ready. But I do see from Instagram posts that thrift stores are starting to open in some parts of the country. So resellers are back out sourcing. So if that is you, let me know if you were able to go sourcing this weekend and what the retail situation looks like in your area. So let's kick off the week with some Poshmark drama, our favorite kind, right? Thank you to Amber Resells. I hope I'm okay with saying that Amber let me know about this. I think I am. So sorry, Amber, but Amber let me know that there was some Poshmark drama over on TikTok. So thank you, Amber, because this was fun to watch. So there is a young woman named Olivia Broberg over on TikTok. I don't know if I can link TikToks. I will link her Instagram account, and then from there you can find her TikTok because she has it linked there. So anyway, Olivia Broberg put up some stories over on TikTok calling out Poshmark. So according to Olivia Broberg, she sold a Chanel bag for a little over $1,000 on Poshmark, and the buyer said that there was a scratch and she wanted to return it. So here comes the return. She gets the box back. She opens it up, and there's a roll of tape inside. No bag. So according to Olivia, she filed multiple claims with Poshmark, was trying to get a hold of them, no response, until finally they responded that they were banning her account for being fraudulent and saying that she had no evidence that the return didn't take place. So they were not only refusing to refund her money, but they banned her account. This is according to Olivia, although she does show a backdrop of some communication that she did get from Poshmark. So what she was doing basically was asking people to share the story, get it out there so that she could get a response from Poshmark instead of just a general form. She was trying to get some actual person to pay attention to her on Poshmark. Well, I don't know if it was TikTok or eventually somebody on Poshmark took note of it on their own, but she did finally get the notice of somebody and they did resolve the issue. So she did get a refund on her bag. So it just shows the power of social media these days, not just with Poshmark, but almost any company. If you're hitting a wall trying to get customer service and trying to get some help, it almost always is going to pay to go on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and apparently now TikTok, and air your grievances in the hopes that you can get a live person to pay attention to you. That's just the nature of retail and any customer service issue these days, is you have to turn to social media to get it resolved. But if you want to go over and see her stories, again, I will link her Instagram, and then in her Instagram, she links her TikTok, and you can find all the stories that she posted about it over there. In other Poshmark news, if you head over to the Poshmark YouTube channel, did you know Poshmark had a YouTube channel? Well, they do. I will link it below. They put up a fireside chat with Poshmark founder and CEO Manish Chandra and Senior Vice President of Community Leanne Che. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. This is a 20-minute video. Now, it was a live stream, but they did not address any of the comments that came through during the video. And it was basically a 20-minute kind of just general chat. They didn't say or address anything in particular other than here's what we're doing working from home. Here's how great the community is and people are shopping. There wasn't any real information in it. It was just a little chit chat. I know I've seen on Instagram people wanting to hear directly from Poshmark, especially from Manish. So apparently maybe this was an attempt to address those concerns that people wanted to hear directly from Poshmark. So here you go. It's 20 minutes of not really any information, but if you want to go listen to it, you can. I'm looking at the comments that came in after the video, and as I'm filming this right now, there is someone who commented, "My biggest pain point is the lack of good customer service. Robot responses are not an appropriate replacement to people. Please improve your customer service department and staff it appropriately for your users," which is a very common thing you see with Poshmark, that there really is no customer service process. You have a complaint, you file something, it goes through a bot, or we're not really sure how Poshmark is handling things on the back end, but that it is very hard to get any actual human being to help you. And that is something that Poshmark definitely needs to address as they continue to grow. They cannot get away forever with just having this kind of robotic lack of customer service on there. And they're going to have to start implementing some better measures to protect not only buyers but sellers as well. But this video will be linked in the show notes below if you want to go over and listen to it. Turning now to eBay, if you had issues Friday night into Saturday morning logging in to eBay, you were not alone. They had a major spike in cases, people reporting that they were unable to log in. It looks like it has been resolved, but just wanted to mention that in case you were up late on Friday night or early Saturday morning working and you couldn't get onto eBay. But yeah, it looks like it has been resolved. There was a big spike over on the Down Detector site that shows a huge spike in reports on May 9th, starting at 6:52 p.m. But again, some resolution, although it looks like for some people it did continue into the morning, but just wanted to mention that in case those of you who are on eBay were having issues. Also wanted to talk about managed payments over on eBay. Yay! I got my message on Friday that they are putting me into managed payments in July. I thought I was escaping it, but no, I'm going to have to be in. So still a couple of months away, but they did say, log in now and register now. And I'm like, nope, I'm going to wait till the last second. They have been posting over on a thread on the community forum, Managed Payments, answers to some frequently asked questions. This is a thread that continues to grow. As of the recording of this show, there are 534 responses, and Brian Burke is continually popping in to update people, asking specific questions. On Friday, I talked about how eBay is going to eBay is going to require us to pay fees on the sales tax that they collect from the buyer. So that is there, but there's quite a long thread. And if you would like to go over there and check it out, you can. Lots of very unhappy eBay sellers, and I feel like one of them. I don't want to go into managed payments, but it's funny. If you're like me and you've been selling on eBay for a very long time, when you first started, they had PayPal, and you're like, why do I have to use PayPal? Why can't people just pay online with their credit card? I don't want this PayPal thing. And it was like, no, PayPal. Now here they are finally, 25 years later. Okay, people can pay with their credit card. And we're all like, no, I want to use PayPal. What are you doing? I know for me, and I've talked to some other people, one issue that I'm a little concerned about with managed payments is the kind of reports that we'll get. We get very detailed reports via PayPal, and I utilize those with my accounting, so I'm just not really sure what managed payments is going to offer. And the problem with managed payments is you don't really know what's going on with it until you're until you opt into it. So there's so much that you don't know until you actually get into the system to see what's going on. So anyway, that is the update on eBay. Again, all the sites that I reference in the show will be linked in the show notes below the video if you want to go over and check them out further. Oh, I do have one more bit of news from eBay. Apologies. They do have a new post over on their announcements board that is titled Terapeak Research now includes active listings and multi-user account access. So if you utilize Terapeak to research items on eBay, and I certainly do, it is included with our eBay store subscriptions. According to this post, it says, in the Spring Seller Update, we announced upcoming features in Terapeak Research as well as the sunset of Terapeak.com. Terapeak is now exclusively available in Seller Hub as part of the Research tab, becoming an even more powerful data analysis and insights tool. Sellers now have access to real-time data, all in one place, including information on sold and live listings, for a more complete picture of the health of their business. It is now easy to compare your listings with sold items, as well as the competition currently live on the site. Terapeak is free to basic, premium, anchor, and enterprise eBay store subscribers, or available via subscription. Since the end of February, we've added additional features, including additional detail on sold and unsold listings, information on active listings, and multi-user access. So I really love Terapeak. It's a great way to research not just the most recent sold on eBay, which is what you get if you are directly on eBay's site and you're looking at the most recent sold. It gives you 3 months, but Terapeak gives you a whole year. It also says that by mid-May, additional data visualizations for price distribution and category distribution of active listings will be available. And by the end of June, search results to incorporate item specifics such as color or size, providing even more powerful results. So that's pretty cool. I love Terapeak. If you're not using it, again, you have a store subscription. It is available to you, and it is a great way to check out solds from the entire year so that you can best price your items. We've been talking a lot on the show about the post office and their issues with revenue. There is a new article on the government executive site that is titled USPS sees revenue increase in second quarter, but warns worse is yet to come. Census mailing and package increases help the Postal Service, but the agency says the bottom will soon fall out. The article reads, the Postal Service increased its revenue in the second quarter of fiscal 2020 by 2% compared to the same period the year before, despite a looming crisis due to the novel coronavirus pandemic and a net loss of $4.5 billion. USPS's $17.8 billion in revenue from January 1st to March 31st was aided by two factors: the Census Bureau mailing out forms to every household in the country, and the bump in packages due to the coronavirus outbreak with people shopping online. They had a 7% increase in package revenue, which resulted in a $386 million bump. But despite the census mail surge, first-class mail volume declined slightly in the quarter compared to the same period last year. The Postal Service overall loss in the quarter more than doubled, and that was driven largely by fluctuation in interest rates on workers' compensation liability. USPS controllable loss, which factors out any expenses outside the control of management, was $792 million, a slight improvement from the previous year. But Postal Management cautioned the major effects of the current global health and economic crisis are largely not reflected in last quarter's numbers. USPS had requested $75 billion in financial liquidity to offset the losses it expects due to a downturn in mail use and to place the agency on firmer footing after more than a decade of declining mail volume. More than 2,000 postal employees have tested positive for COVID-19 and 54 have died from related symptoms. The pandemic has demonstrated America needs the Postal Service more than ever, and it is imperative Congress takes action to shore up the agency finances. Post Office noted package delivery is more labor-intensive and less profitable than regular mail, and increases there will not offset losses due to the coronavirus outbreak. While Postal Management said earlier this year it would likely run out of cash by the end of September, the agency said in a financial document accompanying its quarterly data that by assessing a $10 billion loan from Treasury and prioritizing some payments over others, it expects that we'll have significant liquidity to continue operating through at least May 2020. article goes on to talk about that the post office will have new leadership next month when Louis DeJoy replaces the current postmaster general. And some of the agency's largest customers and labor groups have expressed concerns that DeJoy represents a politicized pick aimed at appeasing President Trump's desire to avoid financial support for the post office in favor of rate increases. So I know all of us depend on the post office for our businesses. So two really good things that you can do to help the post office. Order stamps online. Don't want to go to the post office? You can order stamps online. That's a great way to boost their revenue. And send some cards out. Can't visit grandma and grandpa right now? Mail them a card. Two easy things that we can do to help the post office. Of course, resellers are utilizing their services every day. But if you want to go above and beyond, buy some stamps online and send out some cards. You can buy cards online as well. So let's all get behind the post office because we need them to run our businesses. If you are looking for more sites to cross-post on, there is a new post over on the Bonanza blog that is titled, How to Sell for Free on Bonanza. The post reads, Hello, Bonanzlers. Bonanza Greg here. He's the new vice president. So, Bonanza Greg. Still being relatively new to Bonanza, I wanted to share with you something I just learned, but some of you are already well aware of. As I do every day, I look through our daily sales transactions, scouring for trends, issues, and opportunities that could benefit our sellers. What did you find that was so exciting that it prompted a blog post, you asked? Well, I saw a terrific order from one of our veteran sellers, which totaled $300 for 14 unique items. What astonished me was that the final value fee for the total order was zero. Zip, zilch, nil, nada, zero. Seeing this, I wanted to learn more and understand a couple of things. Number one, is this right? How could it be? That's two things. Number two, if this is right, then there are other activities, policies, and tools that our seller community could leverage on a daily basis to make commission-free sales. So I did what any other business leader would do. First, I validated with our team that sellers can sell without paying any commissions. And there's the thing, can. Then I held a Bonanza team member contest to find out who knew of the most methods for commission-free sales available to our sellers. It turns out I didn't have enough prizes for all the responses I received. So you can't just sell for free on Bonanza. There are things you have to do. So how to sell for free on Bonanza. Before I get to the good part, we're back to Bonanza Greg talking. I want to highlight that these free tools are not short-term promotions in response to COVID-19. They are everyday methods we've had in place for years that every one of you can leverage to make your booth more profitable. You can also choose to reduce your prices to drive more revenue without sacrificing profitability. So without further ado, here they are in no particular order. Number one, customer marketing tool. Build repeat business and pay no commission fees with marketing campaigns to your past buyers. Bonanza promotions. We simply forego what we would collect from you in sales commission fees and pass that amount on as an enticing discount coupon to shoppers. Free referral website. Designate a website you own and plan to drive traffic from, and you can pay nothing. And you pay nothing when buyers click from this site and purchase your items. Social media marketing. Add your account's unique referral ID to your business social media post to pay no commission when buyers click your link and make a purchase. Redeem reward tokens. Apply your reward tokens to save $1 off that month's final value fees for every 500 tokens redeemed. It's like Chuck E. Cheese. Good grief. Seller referrals. Earn 5,000 tokens when a seller you have referred to Bonanza makes their first sale and use them to take up to $10 off your final value fees. And finally, Bonanza web stores. Web store transactions are not charged a final value fee. I am going to click on Bonanza web store because I'm assuming this is something you pay for. I believe I have to keep scrolling down. So they have a booth and a web store. So your booth is just you listing, right? But a web store, you keep 100% of the money made from your sale, but you pay a $25 monthly subscription fee. You can save a bit more if you subscribe for the whole year. So those are ways that you can avoid paying final value fees on Bonanza. And then it just concludes with some links to go to these various ideas or sources or whatever that they're offering, and you can learn more. I don't know anybody that sells on Bonanza. Let me know if you sell on Bonanza. And of course, this post will be linked in the show notes below so you can go read more from Bonanza Greg. And they are responding to all of the comments under this post. So if you want to chime in, you can do that. To me, like I said, it sounds like Chuck E. Cheese with all their tokens. Like you got to collect tokens and then get a discount. And I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you think about Bonanza. And finally today, I have my first viewer question. Woohoo! I have my email linked below if you want to send me questions to answer on the show. So this comes from Leah. I hope I'm saying it Leah, not Lee. It could be either, but I'm going to go with Leah. I'm sorry if it's just Lee. Hi, Ann. I really enjoy your videos. I sell on eBay, Posh, and Mercari. One thing you mentioned recently was a reminder about sending in sales tax. On these platforms, they charge buyers sales tax and submit it on our behalf. Do you as a seller need to do anything more? File any reports or anything? I've just been relying on the platforms to do what needs to be done. I'm only a small seller, but want to do what I'm supposed to do. Thank you, Leah. So you only have to submit sales tax yourself if you have a sales tax permit. Most people don't. Now, I have a sales tax permit because when I started reselling, I was buying wholesale to resell. And in order to buy from the big wholesale companies, you need a sales tax permit. That's just telling the company that you don't have to pay sales tax on what you're buying from them because you're going to charge sales tax the next time around. So I have a sales tax permit from the state of Iowa. And that means for most of these years, if I sold something in Iowa, I had to collect it from the buyers and remit that to the state of Iowa every quarter. Yes, the reselling sites now all collect sales tax for us. However, because I have the sales tax permit, I still have to log in every quarter and put in my gross sales numbers, and then I don't pay anything, but I still have to go on and file. So you're a small seller, you don't have a sales tax permit. It sounds like you do not need to worry about it. Only those of us who have sales tax permits, and it is confusing because even if you don't have anything to remit, you still have to go on and file. So I don't have anything to remit, but I still need to file. Long story is I'm having trouble logging into the dang site. So I've got to email into the state of Iowa to hopefully get that resolved because they sent me a notice. They're like, you haven't remitted your sales tax yet. I'm like, I can't access your site. So anyway, but no, only if you have a sales tax permit do you need to worry about remitting sales tax. Most people don't. Not anything you have to worry about. Let the sites themselves deal with that for you. And that's a wrap on today's show. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment, even if it's just a hello or an emoji. The engagement really helps with YouTube's algorithm, and you guys have been doing that. Thank you so very much. Also, check out the show notes below the video for links to the articles I referenced. You can email me your questions or reseller stories. My email is also below. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Bye.